Hello and welcome to another Wackimus HD figure reviews. I'm your host Chris, aka Wackimus Prime, and I'm here to do another review for you. Now this one is particularly close to my own personal heart because it's a figure from my own childhood. And that's right guys, that means we're going back to the Beast era back in 1995. So without further ado, we will be taking a look this afternoon at this guy. This is Magnaboss. So guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy the review. And here Magnaboss is in his 3 separate components, all in alternate mode. Now you know what's really cool about Magnaboss? This guy goes back to the original G1 Great War, fighting alongside with Optimus Prime. Yes, these characters are original G1 characters. Let's start off with Ironhide, who's taken the form of an elephant. Yes, he's traded in his SUV for an elephant, and specifically an African elephant. Now, what's really cool about this figure is all the molding that went into the detail of this guy, something that Beast Wars were really well known for back in the 90s. All over Ironhide's alt mode here, you can see a very detailed biologic form with all sorts of different intricate grooves into the skin. Very nice, very compelling to make me believe it's a real elephant here. And as you can see, he also has a wiggly tail at the back. How cool is that? Behind Ironhide's ears here, we find some weaponry. Now, these flip out for a battle mode of sorts in his alt mode, but they become kind of like mortar cannons over his ears, and it's not really impressive for me myself, but it's there nonetheless. What really impresses me is all the molding in behind the ears, something that really they didn't have to do. But now it's time to check out his other form. That's right, we're looking at his robot mode. Now, for the sake of speed of this review, I have skipped the transformations for this guy. Now, it's a really nice transformation, and it does everything you expect. It's not overly complex, and the result is a fairly nice robot with a very unique look. Now, this guy definitely screams a rough, tough, old, gruff Ironhide. Definitely a competent version of an update of G1 Ironhide. And I really love the head sculpt that they've done here. It's a really nice, tough looking sneer on this guy with a really kind of weird layered look when you look at it from the side. Very cool. Now this guy's a very stocky proportioned guy. It's something I particularly like, and he looks like he can get the job done. He is the beefy guy of the group. Beefiness is nice, but you know what else is nice? Is swiftness. Swiftness is something that the next guy has an abundance of. Yes, this is Silverbolt II. Not the usual Silverbolt we're used to in Beast Wars, but this is actually the Aerial Bot Commander Silverbolt, rendered in a maximal form. Now, he's taken the form of a bald eagle here, and a rather nice bald eagle with beautiful detailing all along the feathers, as you can see here. So it makes total sense that the Aerial Bot Commander of Silverbolt would have picked a flying mode in my opinion. But why a bald eagle? It seems kind of odd given the other African animal theme. However, it is very nice, it stands out, and it is beautifully detailed. It's also one of the most posable in its alternate mode here. If you take a look at the wings, you can pose them upwards, downwards. You can even pose the legs here, so it looks like he's swooping down about to grab a salmon or something. That is absolutely beautiful. I see a lot of these guys out here in beautiful British Columbia, Canada. It's really a beautiful rendition of an eagle. Unfortunately, that's kind of where all the beauty ends with this figure for me. In robot mode here, it's a little bit lackluster with a lot of brown on the body. It seems kind of washed out in my opinion. Some of the molding does carry out through the inside of the wings, but I really can't get over the whole head sculpt and the body. It's very bland. Now, there is another option found in the comic books where Silverbolt here can use his eagle head for a head. Now, you can do this with the figure, however, I don't know if it really makes it any better, and I think I'll just leave that up to interpretation whether you guys like it or not. It's there if you want it. Now, he does come with a couple hidden weapons in his robot mode here, and they're formed from a couple feathers underneath his wings. Now, they're dual swords, and they seem pretty nice. I have to admit, I do like these weapons, and probably one of the better weapon sets of all 3 of the characters. Now moving on to another character, this is Prowl. He takes the form of a lion. Now again here, like the previous two other alt modes, the Lion mode of Prowl is very beautifully sculpted. A lot of detail taken into the mane of the lion here, showing all the different hairs. It's very nice. Now again, Prowl has a bit of a weapon mode or a attack mode where you flip out these horns on top and, well, there you have it. Not a whole great deal happening there, but it is a beautiful, beautiful Lion mode. Now, when we look at the robot mode, it is also one of probably my favorite robot modes out of this whole set. It has some of the most beautiful paint apps going on here compared to all the other two. This bluish silver on his chest and his legs really makes things pop out. And that face sculpt, the red eyes, and again, some more of that blue silver on his face. He does come with a weapon here, which is supposed to be a acid fork of sorts. It's formed from his tail. I don't know how I feel about an acid fork for a lion, but it is somewhat of a weapon for him. He's also really poseable, as you can see here. One of the more poseable out of the three trio here. So I would say Prowl is one of my favorites. Let's be honest though, guys, this isn't what you guys came here for, and although this is a really nice looking trio of characters, they do really well in my opinion, and they are great standalone figures. The real feature of these guys is something even bigger and better, and we can only see that when we decide to combine them. So let's take a look at that. Three ancient warriors combined to form one magnificent being known as Magnaboss. In combined form, Magnaboss has a really nice overall aesthetic. He's very big in stature, and he kind of gives me a samurai vibe, which is really cool going for what this guy represents and what his whole position is within his universe. Utilizing all the weapons from all three combining components, you can form what Magnaboss here calls his Magna Blade Sword. Now, it's really easy to assemble, but it has a really nice effect overall, I have to say. Among the sword's strengths, it has the ability to cut through almost any substance and deflect pure energy away from Magnaboss. But truth is, I think it just really makes him look awesome. A sword is always a plus in my book. The downside of this is Magnaboss has a little bit of limited articulation in his shoulders, which hinders some really good poses that I would have liked to have seen from him. However, you can still get him to hold it, and it does look pretty cool. Looking at the Beast Wars source book, we see some liberties taken with his artistic model. Hey, it was Beast Wars though, so go figure. And we also have a little bit of a mention in the book about the ancient nature and origin of the three components that we've talked about a little bit already. Yes, these guys were original Autobots, and it's really cool how they've defined these guys as this big, humongous hero that can form this Magnaboss, a savior of Cybertron. But despite all those facts, even though it really endears me personally to this character, hey, this guy is a great figure in general. He looks terrific with your Beast Wars line figures, and he's just a really nice figure overall. One of the few combiners of, okay, he's only three figures, but it is kind of a neat concept, let's face it. This is definitely a figure I really have enjoyed my whole childhood, and one I still enjoy to this day. And guys, I would recommend you pick one up. So guys, this has been Chill Wackimus Prime, hoping you've enjoyed the review, and we will catch you all next time.